So, do you want to get more out of ChatGPT? Do you want to save more time? Do you want to get better results? Well, that's what this video is going to do. This video is part of my course, Essential ChatGPT, and I do recommend you watch the other videos in the series. I will put the links below for you so you can catch up with the other videos. Anyway, let's go to the course now. Welcome back. So you now know about the sidebar, you know the different models, you know how to do your first prompt. And let's have a look now at what we can do once we've started creating a prompt. So I've done this particular prompt and we have a number of options here. We can click on our prompt that we've just done. I like number 3, and we have a couple of options here that have suddenly appeared underneath. We can copy that prompt. There may be a reason why you want to copy it. Certainly I do this quite frequently because I will use ChatGPT to help me come up with prompts, and if I like the prompt and I want to use it again in the future, I would copy it and I'd put it inside my prompt library. I'd add it as a brand new prompt. So that's why you might want to use the copy. If it's giving you a great result and you want to reuse it, put it in your prompt library. But also we have a pencil. We can edit the prompt. So let's imagine that I've done this and I'm thinking, actually, it's not number 3 I like, it's number 2. I should have said, give me a 5-step outline for 2. I can hit edit the message. And now I could say, I like number 2. Give me a 5-step outline for the blog post. So I can change something and I can now send it off again. I could cancel it, but I'm going to send it. And what it's going to do is it's going to redo now that same exercise, but this time for number 2. And it's used instant mode. It's doing it fairly quickly. Here is our 5-step outline for a blog post, this time on how job costing helps you price electrical work with confidence. And so here we go. And that should be about it. There we go. We've done that. But also what we can do, if I go back to the prompt and click on it, I can copy it because I've changed the prompt. I can edit again and fire it off again. But you'll also now see that I have a 2 out of 2. Because one of the things that we can do is if we think, actually, I like the first one, thinking about it, we can go back between, there's number 1, the first one, and there's number 2. Why might this be useful? Well, from a practical point of view, let's imagine you're running a prompt. And, well, let's imagine that you've created a list of, let's say, 12 different, you've got 12 different blog posts. And what you now want is you want an outline for most of those 12. You could say, give me an outline for number 1. And then you could say, then you could edit it and give me an outline for number 2. And you'd end up with 10 out of 10 eventually, or 12 out of 12, whatever. And then what you could do separately is you can scroll back through each of them to then do something with each of these, like copy it into a document or whatever you might want to do. So you might find that useful. That's what happens if you create different versions of the prompt. Okay, if I now go to the bottom of our prompt, we have a number of icons down here. So let's have a look at these next. The first one is copy. And what that will do is copy to your clipboard the response that you've got. So this might be because you want to now paste it into a Google Doc or a Word doc. Perhaps it's written a social media post and you want to post it straight into social media. There's your copy button. Then we have a thumbs up and thumbs down. This is, I don't do this very often, but it's giving feedback back to OpenAI about is it a good response or not, and it helps train the model. I'll leave that to you whether you want to do that or not. I don't tend to. Then we have a share button, and what we can do is we can share the response. And so here's the response, and we've got a copy link. We can share links here. Actually, incidentally, you'll notice we also have a share in the top right because we can share the entire chat now, which I mentioned earlier. So if you want to share an entire chat, you can either do it from the left-hand sidebar. You can go back and find the chat and find the 3 dots here, and we have share. but if we're in the chat itself, we've still got the share up in the top right. So that's sharing. Then we have this icon, which allows us to try again. So if you run a prompt and you don't like the result, it's not quite right. There are two things that you can do. One is it could be because the prompt probably needs some extra explanation, and so you'd go back and edit the prompt like we did. But sometimes it might be the prompt was perfectly fine, but you just want some more ideas. So let's say you ask it to give you 6 blog post ideas, and you think they're okay, but perhaps you want some more. You could just say try again, and it'll redo the same prompt again, but give you a different output. That's what try again does. Personally, I don't tend to use that, because if I wanted to come up with 6 more ideas, I would instead go into ask anything and just say, give me 6 more ideas, because then I could be a bit more specific. Give me 6 more ideas, but focus particularly on the idea of getting tax relief, whatever it might well be. Then we have 3 dots. And here we have a number of interesting things. And we can report the message if you want to flag it up to OpenAI. I've never used that. You can get it to read aloud if you want. It will read the response to you.
Great. Let's build a simple 5-step outline.
So now it's doing it.
Idea easy for electrical contractors to follow.
And I'll just stop that. But you possibly heard that coming out my speakers. You can get it to speak the response. But then we have branch in new chat. And this is a fairly new feature, which I really like. Essentially where this is good is if you've got a long chat going on, and somewhere in that chat you want to go off at a tangent and go down a different route or route if you're in the US, then we can branch that. So I tend to find this is more useful if I want to go back a step. Perhaps I'm finding this is a really good chat going on here, and I want to continue this particular chat as it currently is. But going back to an earlier chat, or response, this one here, I can go back to an earlier one here, and I can branch it. And so what I could do potentially is this chat now could continue on being about a blog post for number 2, but I might want to start a brand new chat for a blog post for number 3. So I might, and this isn't necessarily a good example of it, but there will be times you might think of an example where you want to take a chat off into 2 different directions. So if I branch in new chat, what happens is it opens up a brand new chat up until that point in time, which is at this point just the first chat, and it says, I've branched it from demonstration. Demonstration because that's what I renamed it, and so now I could say, I could just say, give me 2 more ideas, and it's going to do that. And if I go back to the left-hand menu. So now I've got idea number 4, and I've got idea number 5 coming. If I open up my sidebar, you will see that I have demonstration, and I have one called branch demonstration. And I could then rename this to something different, which is, I'll just go with more ideas for now. So you can see how you can take a chat and you can branch it off and have 2 different chats going on. So you might find that useful for certain things. Okay, let me just shut that. And that's now covered all the things that we can do within with the chat that we've now got. The other thing I've not touched on is these 3 dots in the top right. So if you click on the 3 dots, this is essentially similar things to what you can do in the left-hand sidebar. We could move it to a different project, we can archive, and we can delete our prompt from here. Sometimes you can rename it as well, but that doesn't seem to, as I said, they sometimes move things around. There isn't the option to rename here. At the moment, you would have to open the sidebar and click on the 3 dots next to it to rename it. But otherwise, everything else you can do up here: delete, archive, move to project. Right, what we're going to look at next, and I'll do it in the next video, is we'll look at the settings in the bottom right and how to set up your ChatGPT in the best way for you. See you there soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember, it is part of a series of videos, so I'll put below the link to the next video that I suggest you watch. I'll also put some other links down below. And also, because we're on YouTube, if you've enjoyed this video, if there's something you've got out of it, please give the thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, then do that. If you hit the bell icon, you'll be notified as I create brand new videos. And please use the comments below to tell me. I would love to know what's the most valuable thing that you've got out of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on another one soon. Bye for now.